it started interesting because in second grade, I actually failed second grade because I couldn't read. And over that summer, I had a tutor who she said at the beginning of the summer, Jeff couldn't read, and at the end, he could. And after that, I've been a voracious reader and writer ever since. My the real like big thing that happened was when my parents got me The Hobbit for Christmas.
Oh,
And before went back to school, and that was like in sixth grade, I read the whole book, and then I obviously went on to Lord of the Rings, and then the Silmarillion, which the Silmarillion was probably one of the most important books I ever read as far as learning how to do world building and thinking in those terms. And then after that, I started playing Dungeons and Dragons, which got me into, thinking about character, and then eventually into story when I started DMing. So, and then I just started putting all these things together to start creating the stories that I've written so far withChthoma's Faded and now Shroud of Whispers. The second book, it will be out relatively soon, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, I started writing the series that Shroud of Whispers comes out of in the early 2000s. Tried to get it, tried to get an agent, came close, didn't quite make it, and then kind of got distracted away from writing for almost a decade, and then came back to it.
know that feeling.
Yeah. And then I had the idea for Cthoma's Faded, and that's the one that I eventually released first as a indie author.
Oh, that's awesome. I totally feel you with like the grade school thing. Like I had trouble focusing. It turns out I have an overactive thyroid, but at the time they thought I had like ADHD or something like that. But yeah, it was like first grade and I was like having a blast. And then I was like looking around, I was like, oh, wait a minute. The low reading group. I'm like, oh, so then I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I like buckled down and I love stories and stuff. So I was like, my mom helped me and had some amazing teachers. And then, yeah, I went to the higher group and never looked back. So, but talk
Yeah.
about motivation to read. Yeah, so I definitely understand that. We also didn't have cable. So my grandma did, but we didn't. And we lived about 30 minutes from town, so, from my school at least. So yeah, so it was at least 18 minutes to town. So yeah, I'm like, I could knock out books like left and right. But yeah, I feel you there. Yeah. And The Hobbit too. Like I think I read The Hobbit in seventh grade. And that was really, I read that. And then I'm so sorry, everybody, but you can look up her name. And it's a shame. I think she only wrote that book and one other. I read Knight's Word. So like Knight's Fate. And just an amazing book, like sword and sorcery book, but it's set almost in like a medieval like Britain. But just like an amazing read. So I read like The Hobbit, read that, and then all of a sudden I was like, dang, like fantasy is really awesome because I was really big into sci-fi. But yeah, The
Yeah.
Hobbit for me, it was just like, yeah, just like, and Brian Jock was like another one, right? Like Redwall and stuff. Yeah, just read like
Oh, and Frank
really,
Herbert from Dune
yeah,
was huge too. Yeah.
yep, yeah,
It's,
yeah,
it's,
yeah,
it's funny because I was like the reader for my group. I would like
yeah.
read the book first and then give the copy. I went back to a friend's house like in college, and I went hanging out in his brother's room, and I looked at his bookcase and went, mine, mine, mine. He had all my books.
So I remember my friends like I went to the library and I just like needed something because it was like a sleepover and I think I was like waiting at my grandma's house or something and to like get taken to my friend's sleepover birthday party and I remember opening up The Courtship of Princess Leia and holy moly was that like they went to Dathomir and it was so good and it got to the point where I was like waiting my turn for like whatever like N64 or whatever we were playing and I was like reading and then they're like do you want to like you want your turn? I'm like, no, I'm good. I was just like kept reading. They're like, you're reading at a party. I was like, this book is so good. My best friend at the time, it was his party, he loved Star Wars. But then after that, he was like, maybe I should read it. He's like, that was a really good book. I'm like, yeah. So I totally understand that. Yeah. And I remember in college, one of my friends, she came to our apartment and then like we like threw a party and stuff. And she was like, I think you have too many books.
No such thing.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, you can leave the party, But no, I'm just kidding. We didn't kick her out. But yeah, it was interesting after that to find out, who read and didn't read from my friend group. So my best friend actually now, like right around the same time, yeah, like he was like reading and stuff, but now we do book club. Like he reads a lot more. So it's so much fun to be like, hey, remember that book I told you about 19 or 20 years ago? Now you should read it. And he's just like very, he just like picks everything up. So I think it's a lot more fun when your friends read that way. So
Yeah.
that's really cool.